Hi guys! So we're going to try to do something today. We're gonna try to do this video in one shot, like no editing, nothing. So I have to speak quickly to be clear, concise, precise. I have to get started now. So excuse also the pimples and everything. I am stressed out, so that's what happens when I'm stressed out. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the books I've been reading recently. I haven't had a lot of time to read. I mean, I've been reading a lot of articles and also side books like, you know, about environmental issues and, oh my god, I don't want you to enter the house. Okay, there's the outside. Okay, and you know, the situation, the animals' rights situation and stuff like that, but those are literature books. So yeah, let's start. So the first one is a book I really didn't like at all. It's called Le Vice-Consul and it was written by Marguerite Duras, who is a very famous French writer. She is a French writer from the 20th century and she is from a movement that's called the Nouveau Roman, or the New Novel movement. I don't know in English if it's translated or not. And that's a movement I really don't like, so not surprised I didn't like that book. It's located, the story is located in what was called Indochine, so basically India, Vietnam, Cambodia now, I think, when French were, you know, having colonies there. We did not have colonies in India, did we? It was more like the English, but anyway. And it basically tells the very vague and strange story of a beggar who is pregnant and has to leave a family, and also the story of three French persons who work at the embassy in India. So yeah, that's that. I didn't like the style, I didn't like the story, didn't like anything about it, but yeah, I know that some people find it really interesting style-wise and also the story and everything, like the environment. I don't know, I just didn't like it at all, so I'm not recommending it, but you know. Secondly, I read this one from Murakami Haruki, and in Japanese it is called Kami no kodomo tachi wa mina odoru, and that's the title of one of the short story, and it's basically all the children of God can dance, or dance. So that's a collection of short stories. I think there are like 4 of them in there. I like them. I love everything almost that Murakami Haruki writes. He's not my favorite Japanese writer, but he is pretty interesting. He has this nice combination of Western and Eastern, you know, style and influence in this book. So it's always interesting, and he always manages to, you know, create an interesting and sort of big story, starting from very banal, common, everyday life sort of events, which I think is something really interesting. When I write, I tend to really try to, you know, turn ideas or values into people and try to see how those ideas and values, if they were people, would be able to survive in society, because they're not real people, they don't know how to compromise, they don't know how to adapt themselves to what's around them. And I also like to take a very small thing and turn it into something that's worth writing about, you know, and I think he does that obviously much better than I do, so that's always interesting. And if you're not familiar with his work, I think it's a nice start, because those short stories are interesting, they're not too complicated, they're not too strange, and at the same time they have this little spark of, you know, something different that would, you know, make you interested in reading them. Then I read those short stories as well, so that's also a collection of short stories. They're also Japanese, I don't think this book really is available in English, but I mean, you could always find, you know, translation or works from those authors. So there are works from I don't know, I think they're not in the same order as you would pronounce them in Japanese, but anyway, Ibuse Masuji, Niwa Fumio, Nakajima Atsui, Akutagawa Ryunosuke, and Shiga Naoya. I liked all of them. I have obviously some that I like better than others. They all deal with, you know, traditional, I want to say, Japanese/Chinese values, traditions and behaviors. they're all very characteristic, in my opinion, of Japanese literature, and they offer an interesting kind of spectrum of what you can find style-wise, subject-wise. I like them. They're very easy to read. The style, however, well, obviously it's a translation, so I might... Okay, the thing is inside the house, or is it outside the house? I don't know. I think it's inside the house. Anyway, okay, so the style is not really breathtaking in most of them. It's a translation, obviously, so it's a bit difficult to judge, but it's very brief, concise, and I think it's also because of the era of these writers. So yeah. Last but not least, I read Franny and Zooey by Salinger. It's my second book from him, and I didn't like this one as much as I liked The Catcher in the Rye. There's something about, I don't know, I have read only 2 books, but there's something about his work that I like, and there's something I don't really like about his work as well. I think what I like is just the style, the language. I like how it's very American in a way, and I like the characters. And at the same time, there's something that's a little bit too... I don't know how to say that, too teenage-like or too stereotypical in those characters as well. I like the energy. It's kind of like a violent writing, in my opinion. It's very dynamic, but it's... I don't think it's... How would you say that? I don't think it's subtle enough to really be real people. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sometimes, you know, you read it and it makes you kind of jump out of the book because you're like, oh, you know, it's not it's a little bit kind of breaks the rhythm, kind of breaks the realism of the whole thing, kind of break the dynamic and the atmosphere, because there's something that's quite, you know, like suddenly, not in the good way in my opinion. However, I liked it. So yeah, that's my recent reads. I hope you enjoy watching this, guys. Let me know what you've been reading recently. Let me know if you have any recommendations. Sorry for this video, which is probably long, probably really quick, probably a bit messy. But yeah, I'm stressed out. I'm trying to, you know, clean everything, organize everything before my trip to Japan. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye!